Yahoo! It never updates on my fucking phone, so I never know when I'm actually live. Like, my computer says I'm live, but my phone doesn't say I'm live. Like, which is it? Ah, okay. Yokoto! Hey guys! Please tell me if my mic's working. I know we have to do this every fucking time. I'm so sorry. But I think it's working. I feel like we haven't had a cat and microphone related incident in so long. Literally, it's been like 10 days without a cat related computer incident. It's unprecedented. Hi guys! Oh my god, the whole crew's here. I'm so happy. Yay. Kicks in door. I'm here. What's happening? Hi Joshua. Hi Sarah. Hi Ozzy-san. Hi bestie. Okay, so. Basically, oh wait, I forgot to put the light on. Fucking idiot I am. ちょっと待って。Okay. Basically, I gathered you all here today just so I can complain about my new fucking job. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm not a capitalist. I don't like working, but I will do it. I have worked since I have been 15 years old. I am no stranger to work. But Jesus Christ, I really messed up picking this job. Oh my god, and I'm stuck there for like 6 months. Like, what am I gonna do? I've only had 1 day of work, and it's been awful. Like, I feel like every time you start a job, like the first day, you always hate it. But Jesus Christ, I just have to tell you about this. Ah, my ears, thank you. These were a birthday present from Yumechi, and they're hella cool. They look like the ones from my favorite brand, CTC Tokyo, but they are not. I think she got them from the UK, actually. Okay, guys. You guys all here? Okay, you guys, you gotta hear about this. Oh my god. So, I know I made a video that's like, why I'll never go back to Eikaiwa. But I lost my last job suddenly, so I was like, okay, maybe Eikaiwa was good for me just for like 6 months because I can save a bunch of money, I can work part-time. The money is good, like it's not bad, like it's pretty good, like not gonna lie, like per hour and like per day, it's good. Not good enough, let me tell you. Okay, so I had my first day of work. It was the typhoon, which was great. So like all my students cancelled apart from 2 classes. My first day of work, I turn up, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I worked at the same company like 6 years ago, so they're like, oh, you'll remember, right? I do not remember. You know how many jobs I've had? I do not remember. So like I went into the cupboard to get like the books or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And like I planned the lesson. Here's where I messed up. So they give you, like, if you've ever worked in an Eikaiwa, it's like just like an English school, and they give you a paper. I said I had 3 students, and just said their name, Japanese names, a man and 2 women. I'm like, cool. And it said, this is the book you'll be using. And it said, last time we did unit 7. This time, do unit 8. I'm like, okay, how hard can that be? I looked at unit 8. It's you know, like pretty simple conversation stuff. I'm like, cool. Okay, so I planned the entire lesson. Bear in mind, this is my first day. So I'm like, I did like an okay job, I think, because, you know, I've been working in a school with elementary school kids for the last 6 years. So, plan a lesson. I was like, this is going to be a really fun and enjoyable lesson. Hi, guys. If you just arrived, I'm going to complain about my new job. So hard. Okay, so. I planned a lesson for Unit 8. The students rock up, and I swear to God, all 3 of them are 80 years old. And you know how, like, I sometimes exaggerate stuff? I'm not exaggerating. They were 80 years old, and that's fine. I don't mind. Like, I love old people. I've worked with exclusively geriatrics pretty much my whole career in Japan. I am no stranger to old people, but the problem with a class of 3 80-year-olds is they can't hear each other. The guy he barely spoke at all, and like his English was really, really bad. It's not for the level of the book we're doing. Like I imagine he's really good at listening and understanding, but he's just like not good at speaking. The 2 women were lovely old ladies. So we start doing the book, and I don't really look at what they're doing. I'm just like, okay, we're gonna do unit 8. I go through the first 20 minutes of the lesson, just chatting. They're happy, it's all good. Then I fucking look down, and I realize they've already done this unit. Like, they've done it before. It's completely filled out. I'm like, fuck. Like, it said that they were supposed to do this unit. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And like, I told them before I started the lesson, hey, this is my first day. This is my first lesson of this job. I'm really going to do my best. So like, 本当にお世話になりました. So like, no, like, so I was like, please, I'll try my best, but like, this is my first day. Like, please, 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 just let's have fun. So we had a lesson, the first half, it went good. I realized I fucked up and I did the wrong unit. Or like, the thing said to do that unit. So I'm like, okay, don't worry, we'll just do the next, like, that was a review, and we'll do half of the next unit. So we turned a page and we started to do unit 9, which they hadn't done yet. And the unit was about dating, like romantic dating, and these people are 80 years old. It was so funny because I was like, so like the question was, what is the best date you've ever been on? And this woman, bless her, she's so cute. She was like, oh, the best date I went on was 60 years ago. I'm like, Jesus Christ, 60 years ago, please go on. And she was like, yeah, it was in London and we went dancing. And I was like, oh, was it with a Japanese man? And she was like, of course it was with a Japanese man. And like, she got kind of angry at me. I'm like, oh, well, like, you said it was in London, right? So like, I assumed that it could be a foreigner. She was like, absolutely not, I've never dated a foreigner. I'm like, cool. And then, I'm sorry, I'll read the comments in a sec. So yeah, it went not too badly, but I realized I fucked up a little bit. We did the wrong unit, whatever, but not a big deal. Everyone was happy. Everyone got to talk a lot. So class ended. The man, 80-year-old man, gets up, walks out, says goodbye to me, goes to the counter, and immediately complains about me. On my first day of work, he complained about me, and he's like, I think he didn't realize that I understand Japanese. So he was like, why did we have to do 2 units today? Normally we just do 1. I thought we were doing unit 8, but she made us do unit 9, blah, 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 blah. And the staff's like, oh, really? Like, I'm sorry, like, blah, blah, blah. I'll talk to her about it. And I immediately just start freaking out because this is my first lesson, my first job. Normally I don't get complaints. So I'm just like totally freaking out. And then they left. And yeah, the woman spoke to me, like the Japanese staff. She was like, oh, he said that you did 2 units when you're only supposed to do 1. And I explained, like, well, they already did it. And she's like, oh, well, I don't know, just do it again. I'm like, what do you mean do it again? They have already done it. Like, what are we gonna, like, okay, next time if that happens, we'll just do the unit again. Like, cool, whatever. And then, like, this isn't like normally a big deal, right? For me, I don't know why. I think it's just because it was my first day. And it was like a typhoon. I think it really affected me. But I just went to door tour and I got like a hot chocolate, and I just like literally was just tearing up for an hour. I'm like, oh my god, I was like, I cannot even do like such a basic thing. And yeah, that was the first half of my day. It was just terrible. Hello Jay, hello Blep, hello Joshua, hello Aussie Osman, hello there. Hello everyone. Very curious if this is the company I work for. Okay. I can't tell you the company I work for, unfortunately. But it's one of the big 5. I would say the big 5 eikaiwa. And it's not bad. Like, they're not bad. So, okay, so, like, this went up to a bad start. Like, my first day of work, and I already get a fucking complaint. I was so just upset because I prepared for the lesson so hard. I arrived an hour before instead of 30 minutes, and I really, really prepared it. And I tried to be really nice and bubbly, even though it was hard because they couldn't communicate with each other because they're all old. But whatever, I was like, okay, I'll cut my losses. And Rhea, hi, I'm actually in Tokyo right now. Welcome. Right, this is the stuff that drives me crazy about teaching here in Japan. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to rant about this for a bit because I'll go back to the rest of my day, but this is the thing that really, really bugs me about teaching in Japan, is that you cannot make any kind of fuck up. Like, you have to be immaculate, and sometimes people will just complain for no reason. Like, I've worked in Japan for 9 years, and I think I've done pretty well. Like, I haven't had any major complaints, but I've had some bizarre complaints. I've had people complain, my coworkers complained to my company that I was wearing like high heels at work, and I was like, oh, I'm not wearing any, like, I'm wearing flat shoes. And then my company would be like, yeah, but like, well, they said that you were wearing high heels, so like next time, if you could, like, it would be nice if you could just wear flat shoes. I was like, oh yeah, but I wasn't wearing high heels, like I'm literally wearing pumps, like the flattest of shoes. And they're like, yeah, but like just be careful next time. I'm like, I didn't. I'll be careful. Okay, sure. And like, I think when I worked at Eikaiwa, I saw so many complaints. I think when I worked in Eikaiwa, this is the first time I've had a complaint, and that was my first day. But when I worked at this particular Eikaiwa before, I didn't have any complaints. But I remember there was one guy, and this wonderful giant Scottish man. He was so like nice and like jolly, and his student, who was like a middle-aged woman, kept complaining about him because it seemed like she wanted like a young ikemen, like handsome man, and she got like a big chubby Scottish guy, and she was just upset about it. So she kept complaining. They forced him to do additional training, unpaid. He went back, he taught her some more, and she complained again, and then he ended up getting fired. And then I went into work one day, and he was in the classroom crying. Like, he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, like, my visa runs out, like my visa expires in like a month, and like I'm not gonna be able to find another job. He's like, and he's so stressed out. He's like, I'm just gonna go back to Scotland, like I can't deal with this anymore. And like, this is what I mean. The monster customer is definitely a thing in Japan. You are so correct. Wait a second, aren't you supposed to wear high heels in most office jobs? Like, because this is just a school, right? Like I think this is like a regular public school, and I wasn't wearing high heels, but apparently someone called my office and complained that I was wearing high heels. And it's like, why don't you investigate this? This is another thing that worries me when you're the foreigner, is that, say, one of my coworkers called my company and was like, oh, we saw Capsule Sensei slap a kid and then throw them out of the window and then put them in the trash can and then eat their food and like all this bizarre stuff. My company would just be like, that's terrible, I'll tell them not to do that. It's like, they're never gonna believe you. Like, you should just immediately give up. That's strange, because people here also complain when women work wearing flat shoes. You're so right. You just cannot win. You just can't win. Oh yeah, and the most random complaint. It was just really, really fucking bizarre. So, hi Neko-chan, we're complaining about my job, but you feel free to complain about your own jobs too, because I'm all for that. So yeah, so I got a complaint on my first day, and it just really upset me. I don't know why. Like, normally I'm really thick-skinned, but because there was like a typhoon, I felt awful already. It was my first day. I just felt like, so I went to the tour, and I was like honestly like tearing up a bit, and like kind of just like a little. I think I've just been anxious recently, so I was just anxious. And then I went back to work. I only had one more class, and it was just 3 little girls, and they were great. We had a great time. We were just mostly playing games. We got through the work really, really quickly, and it was hilarious. But one part is like they had to choose a country and say like, I'm from America, I like hamburgers, I'm from France, I like bread. But the little girl's like, I'm from Russia, and the other girl goes, I'm from Ukraine, and then they start fighting, like proper like bare knuckle boxing on the floor, and I'm just like, shit, like girl, stop. And then I just got like a little bit excited. I was just like, Jesus Christ, I do not have energy for this. But dealing with kids is so much easier than dealing with adults, because I noticed like the problem with the older man, and what I picked up on, is he wouldn't really speak that much English, and I think it's that he's really embarrassed that his speaking level isn't very good, but that's why he doesn't improve, because he won't try. So instead of like looking inwardly about how he can do better, he turns that anger out onto other sources, and I guess he turned it on me today. So like I know that kind of mindset very, very well. Oh my god, I can't stand this about Japan. Yeah, it's like, it's a lot. The audacity of old people in general. Ooh. But old Japanese people, especially old Japanese men. This is not me saying this, by the way. This is Aussie-asan. I once saw an old guy absolutely yelling at a server at a freshness burger once. I felt so bad for them. It's always the, it's always the old people, isn't it? Like, inconvenience when I'm waiting. Old people just walk up, like they just disregard the line and they go try to get served. It's hilarious. I left my old job, I left my old job like a month ago because I could not work with customer service, and my parents took my salary every month. So yeah, the pain wasn't worth anything. Oh my god, you need to get out of there immediately. And like I've worked a lot in like with customers. Like I used to work in a cafe and like restaurant where I was a barista and chef, and Jesus, that was in England. That was fucking bad. But like, here's the thing. We got tons of crazy customers in England. Jesus Christ. Like, my favorite was a guy who ordered an espresso and then complained at me for like 20 minutes that it was too small, and I tried to explain to him that there's just like what an espresso is. The thing is that in England, my managers always backed me up. Like, they would always like diffuse the situation. But like, I feel like in Japan, when you work for like any kind of dispatch company or anything like this, your employer always turns on you. Like, they always turn on you, even if they know that you're the correct person in the argument. They'll always side with the customer or the client, and that's the problem, because I know that they think that they're securing themselves in that respect, but normally it never works out anyways. Like, it would just be better to like defend your teacher, and then instead of having to like it will always end with your teacher getting fired and then you have to find someone else, and like this whole fucking cycle. And I've seen it happen with people so many times. I don't understand why these companies don't learn. But like, Jesus Christ. Like, it wasn't that bad of a day. The little girls class really perked me up because they were hilarious. Old people are either super nice here or super grouchy, no in between. You were totally right. Sorry, my cat has alerted me to the fact that he has used his litter box, and he wants everyone to know that he's used his litter box. I even got beef with an old racing co-worker, and I think she hates me because I mix. Racist now. Oh my god, that's another thing. Like, that was the problem with my old job and the co-worker I had, who I made a video about, is she was just racist. And we had this issue where she had, like, after 6 years of working with her, she had a major issue with me, and we had to have all these meetings with our bosses, and the issue was that she's racist, and they kept trying to be like, oh, maybe it's this, or maybe it's that, or maybe you can compromise. And I'm like, I need you to understand, she's not going to compromise. Like, it's racism. I cannot compromise not being Japanese. So, like, we can't compromise. Like, so, like, that's another thing. Like, you might just end up working with someone that's racist. Hades, our fluffy prince. He's not being very princely today, quite frankly. I wish my cats would inform me when they use the litter box. I keep forgetting to clean it. Oh, nah, not me. I can't go more than a day without cleaning it, because they will tell me to clean it, which is nice, I guess. A little bit annoying when it's whenever I'm streaming, though. The vast majority of bad experiences I've had in Japan have been because of old people. Yeah, honestly, probably same, actually. Like, I've had, like, the only people who have told me to go back to my own country have been old men. Like, I've had that probably, like, 3 times. And one foreign guy, actually. I had a foreign guy tell me to go back to my own country once. But, yeah, so, like, that was my day of work. The other thing that sucked about that day is my manager came in, and, like, the white guy manager that we have, and he came in and to speak with me a little bit to see how I was doing, and then he was like, oh, by the way, like, I know that we said that we could give you, like, social insurance, like Shakai Hoken, but actually I think that we won't be able to. And I was like, what? I was like, the whole reason I'm working here is because you said that you would give me the social insurance thing benefit. I'm like, if you're not going to give that to me, I will literally just quit. Like, I just won't come to work. Like, I'm not negotiating anything anymore. Like, it's already been negotiated. Like, we had like a bunch of meetings and interviews like this. We already negotiated this. And so he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll check on Tuesday and I'll get back to you. And I'm like, you better check and you better get back to me, and it better be that I'm getting Shakai Hoken. Like, you cannot say you'll give someone something and then tell them you can't after you hire them, because that's like, again, like, this is why the turnover rate is so fucking high. I want to stay at this company. I want to work for you, and I want it to be a nice, happy relationship. But yeah, sorry, I feel like I'm complaining too much. But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, honestly. I think it was just like because it was my first day. But my best to ignore someone. Yeah. Oh wait. I skipped. I'm in the medical field, and there's this guy who thinks he knows so much more than everyone. Oh my god, I hate those too. Nobody likes him, but it has become so hard for me to deal with him because basically, need to be focused on trying my best to ignore someone. Yeah, like, that's the thing though. Because, like, this is the thing I had with my coworker, my ex-coworker, is like, I had to do my best to ignore her, but we work so closely together every single day. And, like, no one liked her. Literally, the kids didn't like her, our other co-workers didn't like her, but it doesn't matter, like, ultimately. But, like, the annoying thing is like, I went to so many job interviews, and they had so many options that I could have taken, but I chose to join this company because I used to work with them, and I know a lot of people who work there, like the bosses, and they also have a lot of other work that they offer me, so I'm like, okay, this could be good, and like I just want to work like 4 days a week for now. And I'm like, fuck, did I make the wrong decision? Because I agonize about this. I just got offered like a marketing job, like for full time, which would have been great. It would be with like kawaii, like pop culture sweets and stuff like that. It was really, really cute. I just didn't want to work full time, and I was really agonizing about which one I should take. And I think I fucked up. I should have taken the other one, or basically any other job than this, because Jesus fucking Christ. And like, I also forgot how just like oppressive eikaiwa classrooms feel like. It literally feels like being in a prison. I hate it. But it is what it is. But like, I'm complaining a lot, but apart from that, everything's pretty good. Right now, I just made the video, but I need to edit it. It might take me a while because I gotta put like loads of subtitles, because like a lot of it is in Japanese. But I made a video about cafe, like concept cafes, and we were able to go to a really popular concept cafe in Kabukicho. I think it's like the third most popular one in Kabukicho, and we got to wear the outfits, and we got to interview the staff, and we got to be alone in there and like film everything. It was so cool. It was so fun, and I already checked the footage, and it seems to be alright. But yeah, I'm excited. Oh, sorry, my comment was like skipped. It didn't update. Seriously, they lied to you about the social insurance. Like, here's the thing, it's happened so much where like employees will like repeatedly lie to me about stuff, and I'm really mad because this is my fucking life. Like, I know, like, I need health insurance. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can get the Kokumina one again, but I would rather not. Like, you said that you would give me social insurance. And here's the part that pisses me off. Oh my god. He's like, oh, well, I don't know, because, because they're fucking me around with what shifts to give me. And I'm like, honestly, anything. Just give me, like, whatever. Like, I'm pretty free. And they're like, well, like, we don't know if it's going to amount to the correct amount of hours. I'm like, the correct amount of hours legally is 20. And you said that you could offer me that many hours. So, and they're also always so vague about it, but they don't realize that I know the law for this. Like, and I know I'm working 20 hours. So I know that you should give me Shakai Hoken. So they're not going to get away with this. Hi, first time here. Oh, hi, Silverman. Can I ask, what is social insurance? Okay, so social insurance, Shakai Hoken, is your health insurance and pension, but the Shakai Hoken is paid mostly by your company. I think you have to pay a little bit too, but your company covers most of it, and it's nice, as opposed to you paying for all of your health insurance and pension yourself. Your company, I think it's like 75%, don't quote me on that, but they pay for a lot of it, and so that's very, very, it's nice. And like, normally it used to be a little bit hard to get, like only if you were like in a really nice stable company you could get it, so a lot of English teachers miss out on it. But they recently changed the law that if you are working for a company more than 20 hours, they legally have to give you shakai hoken. If anyone is in the stream right now and you're working in Japan and you're working more than 20 hours, doesn't matter where you're working, even if it's part-time, you deserve to get shakai hoken. And you should ask your company, because I've had it so many times where companies, my last company didn't tell me that I could, they told me I couldn't get it. And I had to look it up myself, and I had to tell them, me not having it now is kind of like a crime, so give it to me. And then they gave it to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to go through this. Yeah, pretty sure it's illegal to not give it. Yeah, no, it's not. Like, if they, even now, it used to be like 500 employees. If a company had 500 or something, it was a big number, but they also changed it to 50 employees. So like, most companies should have to give you shakai hoken. If not, if someone promises you a thing to hire you and then doesn't give it to you, and you put everything you're holding down, tell the person, I'm not doing any work until you give me the thing you promised. Yeah, no, I mean, like, there it is though. Like, and the thing is also is that the company I'm working for has a union, and if I stay, I'm gonna join the union. So like, either I'm really good at making companies give me the things that I deserve. She yelled at me because I didn't sort salad properly and belittled me, and what she didn't know is that I cuss at my mother when we fight, so I told her to do it herself if she wasn't happy. That's great. Another thing is, like, no one should be shouting at work unless you're like a teacher, but even then you shouldn't really be shouting. Like, there's no reason for people to be shouting at work. Totally agree about the Eikaiwa prison thing. The students are the only part that makes it even remotely worth it. Yeah, honestly, I hate Eikaiwa so much. I'm just doing it for like 6 months to save up money again. I remember it being oppressive, but Jesus Christ. I think it was because I went there, my first day was like during a typhoon. Like, everything just looked like monotone. It was awful. I'm having a feeling this is definitely the company I work for. Okay, is it? Okay, yeah. I won't say anything, but it is a British company. And that's the only reason I'm working there, actually. Wow, I think unions in Japan are rare. Okay, so I think there is like a general workers' union, and I'm gonna look into that. I want to do a video about unions and stuff like that. I want to join the general union, but I know that the Eikaiwa I'm working at does have a union. And if you're working for a company, I would suggest Googling and seeing if they have a union, because I wouldn't have known otherwise. Hi, how are you? Hello, Revi. Hello, Diego. We are talking about workers' rights. Oh, I have stories about being shouted at work. Please tell us your stories. Oh, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Sweet, I can buy a little snack. I haven't had a little snack today. Can you believe it? I haven't had a little snacky snack. Feel free to complain about it with me on IG. Please mail me. Please mail me on IG. I won't be able to find you because I'm a complete boomer. But please mail me and let's complain about it. Bearing in mind, I've only worked there for a day. But I did work there for a year before. And I've worked for like every level of their company. Like, they used to send me to like, they used to send me to companies, like they sent me, I used to work at the Hilton, I used to work, at Hitachi, I used to work for NTT with them, so yeah. Oseo-san, you deserve a reward. What do you want? What do you want for this 500 yen? I think I need to start offering rewards for people, like if they donate. They're adults. You think they'd be mature and act their age, but this all sounds like we're back in secondary school or something. No, for real though. Like, my ex-coworker, the one that got us both fired and that I made a video about, she would always get so mad and start shouting at like me, other teachers, the kids, and it's like, if you're not mature enough to regulate your emotions, particularly in front of children, you should not be working in a company. Don't come to work if you're in a bad mood that much that you can't control yourself, because Jesus fucking Christ, like, there's no reason for this. Oseo-san said Famichiki. Okay, so I had Famichiki when I'm not sure if you noticed, when I made the Konkafe video, we ended up staying out all night in Kabukicho because I because the first train took ages, and I had family chicken then, and I only allow myself one family chicken a month because they're way too addicting. I'm gonna let my cat send a message. Oh my god. Wait, it says your message is held for review and it won't let me show it, but that's a very cute message. Thank you, cat. Please tell me what color your cat is. I'm not sure if you can see my cats walking around. I think they're doing their important cat stuff right now. You need a little snack. As a doctor, I'm not actually. It's okay, you can lie. We can pretend. We can roleplay you're a doctor. I'm prescribing you a little snack to deal with your crappy day. Aww. I have an apple waiting for me. Is that a snack? I've been trying to, like, I don't snack as much as I do anymore, and it is almost summer, and I got sent a bunch of swimsuits I'm supposed to wear, so I've been trying to, like, not have a little snack every day. So I've been trying to eat apples, and I've had an apple a day for like 4 months. So yeah. And that's the only fruit I can avoid in Japan is apple. Sometimes I'll have a grapefruit as a little treat. And like actually strawberries in my supermarket are actually cheap. I don't know why, so I get strawberries sometimes. No, I noticed on Instagram. Did you notice me dead in the ramen store? So your cat looking upstairs in the stairs. Where is he? Where did he go? Little creep. A whole video upcoming. I didn't buy anything. And you know what would be great? Like a snack haul video. Someone made a really good idea last time that I should make a video about cheese in Japan. And you know there's that foreign guy who lives in Hokkaido and he makes his own cheese. I'm gonna do that. When I have money, that's what I'm gonna do. Appy slices, yay! Oh, you guys are such a fan of fruit snacks. I love it. Yeah, like, because my supermarket only sells one kind of apple, but the other day they had a different kind of apple. I lost my fucking mind. They had, what's it called? I think it's Fuji something, like a different kind of apple. I was just like, because my supermarket is so shit. My supermarket is exclusively for old people, and it's mostly like ready-made food. But I like to cook everything myself, so it's kind of annoying. Yes, that was both hilarious and made me a little worried. As if you've never had a little nappy nap in a ramen restaurant before. The worst one, because I don't, okay, here's the thing. I don't drink anymore because it's bad for your skin, and I'm not about that life anymore, but I've only fallen asleep twice in restaurants. One was the other day in the Lamania, and the other one was when me and Nicole went out drinking, and then we went to Womb, and then we went to Skiya, and I fell asleep in my gyudon, and it was like a nice little pillow. But I'm not going to make a habit of that. Oh my god. Pikachu, sweetie, you are preaching to the choir. Listen to this. I run a little shopping service for goods here, but I am so afraid to go in the shops and take pictures because fashion shops are often so strict. This is something I complain about all the time. I just complained about this when me and my friend went to La Forêt, because normally I do like little videos of me shopping, but particularly La Forêt is so strict, and like a lot of stores don't let you film anywhere, and it's like, why? Because I've been in Japan for 9 years, and I've tried to film in stores before, and like not just even just film, just like they would get really mad if you're outside the store taking a picture or something like that. And it's like, surely this is free advertisement for you, because you're taking your own pictures of your clothes and putting them on social media. So like I don't understand, because like one of the arguments is that so other brands don't steal their designs, but they're posting their own pictures anyway. Like, I just, honestly, that's just something that I'll never get. And I remember there used to be this brand called Honey Me Honey. Okay, that was a brand called Honey Me Honey. I think they're still there. They had a shop in Harajuku, and they had a cafe, and it was super cute. It was like a pink hotel themed. So me and my friends went there to the pink hotel cafe, and they told us that we couldn't take pictures in there because it was next to the It was like a shop and a cafe in one. So like it was super aesthetic and pink, and they just wouldn't let us take pictures in there, even if just like they said like even like your food and stuff. So we never went back, and then it closed down. Ultimately, just let people take pictures. Like, it's free fucking advertisement. You fell asleep in your gyudon. Oh, the acne. I don't get acne. But gyudon's actually a really nice pillow, not gonna lie, it was great. Had a nice one. I wish I could sleep in public like that. I'm such a high maintenance sleeper. It took a while, honestly, because in England, if you fall asleep anywhere, you will get mugged, like, immediately. The police won't even help you. It'll be, like, kind of like your fault. So, honestly, it did take a while to get to that level. But now I can sleep a little bit on the train. And that's as far as I get. And obviously in skier and ramen restaurants. I'm taking these photos to come back and buy yourself. Oh, for real though, like, Closet Child get really weird about that too, and it's like, literally, the only reason I would have to take this picture is that if I was sending it to someone else that's gonna ask me to buy it for them. Like, I've had this with my friends when I'm outside and we're like, we're doing like a group thing, and we're all wearing different, like the same outfit. So I take a picture of the outfit, like, is this okay? Because I can buy 5 of these, and then we can all wear this. And they don't want me to take the picture, so it's like, well, now I'm not going to buy 5 of this. Like, what, I don't get why they don't want us to take pictures. Like, it's just very strange. My first time in Japan, we had a security guard cross the street to tell us not to take a picture of the store. Oh my god. I've had a lot of time, me and my friends will like be taking a picture outside of a store, like in the street, and then the staff son will come out and be like, can you not be near our store, like, can you move away from our store? And it's like, no one's in your store, there's no one around, like, no one's coming, like, what? It was very bizarre. Don't like that. Like, I get, like, here's the thing, I get it if there's like, they're really annoying influencers and they're taking like hundreds and thousands of pictures, but normally it's not like that. Nia said, I'm a depressed drunk, so I have to be babysat when I drink. Oh my god, you're adorable. Please don't drink though. Please don't drink. I'm normally fine, I think. I don't really get that emotional when I drink. I just get more ADHD, I guess. I know with Lolita fashion shops, they don't allow most people to take pictures because some people can be aggressive and creepy about it. Yeah, like, I get it, but like, also, how often is that going to happen realistically? I just don't like the fact that you can't, like, because I remember when every year I filmed the Hukubukuro video, the lucky bag video in 109. And for some reason, 109 is great. You can take pictures in 109, no one cares. I'm always filming in 109. But then I filmed the first half in 109, and then we always go to Laforet. And whenever I go to Laforet, and I'm filming, like, us walking around, like, not even the shop front, staff will tell me not to film. And it's like, I'm not even filming you. I'm not filming your store. Like, it's just bizarre. That's crazy. You can fall asleep in most places in Sweden, and they don't mind. Good to know. I might be going to Sweden next year. We should hang out. Sometimes they may send you home. I wish someone would send me home. Oh my god, they're so insanely bad at Closet Child. I was trying to show my friend in America some star hair clips, and they were about to kick me out. Oh my god. Closet Child is the worst. Closet Child is famously bad. The customer service is famously bad. Like, everyone talks about it. I have a theory, and I've had fights with people about this. I have a theory that Closet Child is a front for the Yakuza. Hear me out. If you've been to any Closet Child in the last few years, the opening and closing times are really random. It's like, they're open on like a Wednesday for 3 hours and like a Thursday. They never open on Sundays, and it's always really, really bizarre. And when you go in there, if you've ever been to a Closet Child, you know what I mean. They don't want you in there. They try to get you out as soon as possible. I've been scolded so many times in Closet Child for like some weird stuff. I got scolded for talking to my friend. I've never got scolded for taking pictures just because I know not to take pictures in there because I know they would go ballistic. One time in Closet Child, I was looking at some clothes and the staff was like hanging something up on the rack, like a giant metal rack, and it fell on top of me, and like, Jesus Christ, my life flashed before my eyes. I literally thought I was gonna die. And then the staff was like, "Oh, sumimasen," and she picked it up and like continued, and like, you nearly killed me. Sarah said, when I was in the US, the store manager went nuts because of a couple of women taking photos in the store. Was that at that store? It's like Selkie, but not Selkie. I saw your pictures. But it made sense because they were doing it for 20 minutes in the store. Oh my god. If it's in front of the store, they have no right to say anything. Yeah, no, like, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like this happens a little bit less in Japan, that you get really annoying influencers. But I don't think it happened, like, I think if you're being really annoying, then they have full right to tell you to leave. But I think that Japan's very anal about this kind of stuff. Yeah, my friend was texting her friend in Closet Child, and her phone was making noises while texting, and they asked if she was taking pictures. Oh no. Like, there's just such busybodies. Like, I'm not sure if it's just because, like, they're bored, like, they don't have anything else to do. I don't get it, because, like, honestly, no, I'm the worst. When I worked at a cafe, if I saw someone steal something, no, I didn't. Like, it's not my business. I don't care. Like, fuck. It's not like, I'm not making money from this. So, yeah. Maybe that's, the difference. Exiled Swede. Hi. Why do we have so much Swedish people? We have 2 Swedish people in the chat. Love it. I'm going to Sweden next year, probably. And I'm going to Iceland and England and maybe Greece. So if anyone's in those countries, hit me up. Love Shack Fancy. That's it. I knew it was like Selkie adjacent. It was so uncomfortable they were trying to do a full photo shoot across the whole shop. Okay, that's bad. That's naughty. Like, here's the thing. I'm an influencer and I take pictures, but I'm never annoying. I promise you, I'm never annoying. And I hang out with people, or I have hung out with people who are really fucking annoying and taking thousands of pictures, but I try my hardest to not be like that. But I find that the people who are annoying and take billions and millions of pictures normally are not actually influencers. They're people who want to be influencers. Real influencers aren't like that. But like, you're from fucking Sweden? Why didn't you tell me? Why is everyone lying to me? Why doesn't anyone tell me anything about themselves? This is important information. How many Australians beside me? No one's from Australia in Aussie. It's not a real place. Did I hear you right? You may be coming to Sweden next year? Oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, let's hang out. I've been to Sweden before. I went to Gothenburg. Is that a place? I think I'm gonna go to Stockholm this time. We'll see. I might just like disappear into the forest and never come back. That would be nice. When I was working at a store, I didn't say anything when people were stealing because I didn't want to get jumped after work. No, you're so right for that. I've seen so many people steal shit, and I'm like, particularly when I worked at a cafe and they were stealing like fucking bread. I'm like, just have it. I'm in England. Yay, England team. I feel like, okay, I have to go back to England next year because I haven't seen my family in a while, and I need to go visit my friend's grave. So maybe I'll go next year as well. I don't know what else I'm going to do in England. I don't have like a family house or anything in England anymore. Oh no, don't say that one. We're not actors. Look, I'm just saying, my conspiracy theory is that Australia isn't real. Like, you've seen those bugs. Bugs aren't that big. Come on now. Good evening. Oh, hello, Nice Dragon. How was your weekend? I'm just complaining about my job. But my weekend was great, actually. I had an event, and I ended up staying out all night in Shinjuku and falling asleep in my ramen. Same. I will either discreetly take pictures or occasionally do a stream for my customers, but I'm so quiet. When I see obnoxious streamers chatting through the store, I'm like, you make this so much harder for all of us. Oh my god, I want to tweet about this. This is so relatable. It's so annoying because, like, there's a few really annoying streamers right now in Japan that are, like, foreigners, and they go around and, like, I'm not sure if there's 2. One's half Japanese, but because he's half, people just say he's a foreigner, and he goes on the subway and he just bugs people on his stream. And it's just people like that that give influencers or streamers or Instagrammers a bad name. And it's really, really annoying because most influencers are really, really nice people and they really, really try to not be annoying. Totally come to Sweden. I'll gladly show you around. I'll be home in northern Sweden for the summer and then moving back to the UK in September. Ooh, Edinburgh. Ina, I might see you in England then, if not in the UK, if not Sweden. I'm closer to Denmark though. I mean, how big can Sweden be, really? No, for real though, like how big is it? I have no idea. If I went from the bottom of Sweden to the top of Sweden, how long would that? Because I know you guys have trains. I've seen them. Yes they are. My childhood was a constant traumatic event of fleeing from giant moths. That's fake. That sounds fake. I'm sorry. Australia is not real. I'm in France, and I tell you, it's not romantic at all. Okay, I lived in Paris for a little bit when I was a kid, and I used to go to Paris quite a lot. When I was a kid, I think it used to be way better, but last time I went, it was honestly terrifying. Australia is like a portal to hell. Like, what the fuck are these spiders? Yeah, I've seen videos of Australia. Looks hella fake. Looks hella CG. Spiders ain't that big. I saw a video of one guy who's going around annoying people in Japan and gets slapped. I wonder, because there's 2 annoying streamers, and maybe it's one of those. It's so annoying, because like, I know tons of streamers who stream around Japan and they're really nice, and that's why I'm scared to like stream outside, because people have this image of that streamers being really annoying, and I don't want to like piss anyone off. I'm in England and it's cold. Yeah, that's all my memories of living in England, is just being really fucking cold all the time. I went back to England 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, with my ex-boyfriend, and we went in August, and we packed only summer clothes, and we got there and we fucking pissed it down the whole time. It was freezing. I had to buy like a whole new wardrobe. It was hilarious. Sweden is massive. But I want to go to, like, because I think that I'm going to go to Stockholm, which is like what? Bottom left? So, no wait, bottom right. I got my left and right mixed up. So like, but I want to go north and Sweden. So like, how is it doable? Like, can you just drive? You can do an overnight train from south to the north. That's great. That sounds wonderful. Because I know it's quite mountainous, right? And I think this is a problem in Japan as well. That's why it's hard to get around. But if there's a train that just goes there, then I want to do that. I will buy you any fried chicken of your choice. How's that? Are you tipping me because I said, is this so I say that Australia is real? Because it doesn't matter how much money you tip me, I'm not going to tell you that Australia is real. I cannot lie to my followers like that. I can't lie to my audience that Australia is real. Lately, the summers here have been unbearable. Has it been cold or hot? I lost it when Jake Paul literally got banned from Japan. Oh my god, yeah, it was Logan Paul. And he got banned for videoing a dead body. That was also a hard time because it was like people hated influencers so hard around that time, particularly like foreign influencers in Japan. Can you imagine? It wasn't just that, like he was just like he just did a lot of bad stuff too. Like he bought like a giant fish and he put it on a taxi. It was just like really bizarre. Hurt. I am hurt that you don't believe me. Look, I'll keep an open mind that Australia is real. I've seen no real evidence. Like, until I see it with my own eyes, then it's as real as Atlantis for me. England is always cold. Last time we went, it was raining like nuts in Derby. Always rains in Derby. Like, I lived in Essex, and that was... Here's the thing. I like English summer because the sky's always blue. And in Japan... The summer, the sky's always like white and it's humid and it's just honestly just like unbearable. Stockholm is on the east coast. The northeast are beautiful with the midnight sun. You can also just do domestic flights. Ah, I never considered that actually. I could just fly, yeah. I've been to Norway as well. I don't know if I'll go to Norway this time. I might do like a big tour of Europe, because I do want to visit like a whole bunch of people. I just think it'll be really funny. I really want to go to Greece, but I know that Greece is not at all near Sweden. Would you ever visit New Zealand? My dream is to go to Hobbiton in New Zealand. That's all I want to do. And no one ever wants to go to Hobbiton with me. Because, like, why would they? But I really want to go to Hobbiton in New Zealand. And whenever I ask people in New Zealand about it, they're like, why would you want to go there? But I want to go to Hobbiton in New Zealand. Wasn't he throwing Pokeballs at random Japanese people too? Yeah, he was. Like, a lot of his stuff was kind of racist. And he would, like, stop traffic and just be a general nuisance. Ah, konbanwa! Mogawa-san. ごめんね。英語ばかりなんですけど. Next thing, you'll start saying birds aren't real. Okay, birds are real, but many of them work for the government. Many of them have bugs in them, and so the government can hear us talk. Fact. Wait, where is he? There. The one that was slapped was Somalian. That's okay. There's two I know that are annoying. The half Japanese one and the guy who's like Somalian something. I think everyone says that he's American, even though his name is like Somalian. But I saw another video where he was harassing a Japanese guy on a motorbike, and then the guy got off the motorbike and was like, "Let's have it, bro," in Japanese. and then the streamer's like, oh, no, it's fine. And, like, while he's streaming, like, trying to get away. And the Japanese guy is trying to confront him. It's so funny because when it comes down to it, these people are pussies. They harass Japanese people because their image of Japanese people are very polite and, like, won't hurt them. But someday you just pick the wrong guy. Now that's a passionate response. Hobbiton. I love Hobbiton. I want to go to Hobbiton too. Let's do, like, a group trip to Hobbiton in New Zealand. I have no idea how long it would take for me to get to New Zealand. I can't do it on my Europe trip. I could technically do Australia on my Europe trip because Australia is in Eurovision and therefore in my brain part of Europe, but Australia is not real, so we cannot go there. Oh my god, your cat jump scared me. That's every day. I hate streamers who cause a public nuisance. It's so cringe. Yeah, for real though. It's like, it's because they don't have any personality or information to share with anyone, so they just be dicks. So yeah, we're going to New Zealand, Sweden, Iceland, Greece. I want to find more people that live in Greece. I know a cosplayer that lives in Greece that I met at the cosplay event I went to, and she wants to move to Japan. So I need to go there before she moves to Japan. It's like a race. My dream is Greece. I also want to go to Venice. Because, listen to this. This is how fucked up this is. I want to go to Venice because my mom only married my dad because he promised her he would take her to Venice. And he never took her to Venice, and they both died. So I'm like, that's awful. So I'm going to go to Venice so my mom's ghost can live vicariously through me. Yeah. As a long-term Lord of the Rings Tolkien fangirl, I'm down for the Hobbiton trip. Yes, that's okay. I didn't know so many of you guys are Lord of the Rings fans. Why is every Swedish person I know a fan of Lord of the Rings? Let's do it. I've been to Venice. It's so pretty. Don't go in July though. Oh god, don't go anywhere in July. Literally. Don't go to Japan in July. It's awful. Oh, if I do go to Sweden or Europe, I will go in summer. So maybe I'll go to Sweden in July because I want to avoid Japanese summer because Japanese summer is horrible. No, men are such a letdown. What the fuck? That's true. Okay. Oh my god, guys. Those streamers are men, but I remember that she wasn't a streamer. Maybe you guys remember this. I think it was like 7 years ago. there was a white girl who did, like, I think it was TikToks or videos. I think it was just videos. It was like Facebook videos where she would film herself sexually harassing Japanese guys. Like, she would go up to a Japanese guy and just kiss him or like grab him or something like that, and most of the time they were like, what the fuck, but sometimes they would reciprocate, and it was like, oh, like, she's like, well, I'm a hot white girl, so I can do what I want. And it was just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, awful, simply awful, like, just terrible. So there are bad female content creators in Japan too. I went to Israel. If we are talking about holy places, I went. I want to go, yeah, I want to go to Jerusalem also. When's the best time of the year to visit Japan? Okay, either, if you're going to visit Japan, only go in spring or autumn. Those are the only two good times. If you come in spring, come late March and latest to like the 5th of April. And then you get to see the sakura. That's the best time. The weather is perfect. You get to see sakura everywhere. That's the best time. Fall, maybe like October to November, probably a good time. You get to see loads of autumn leaves and the weather is nice. Any times that are not those two times in Japan are either hot as ass or cold as dick. Go to Sweden for June because Midsummer is worth experiencing. Not the horror version though. Okay, so fun fact. Last year, I attended a Midsummer event in Yoyogi Park. No, Shinjuku Gyoen Park. So we had a Midsummer event in Tokyo. It was my first time experiencing it, and I've been invited to the same event this year. But next year, maybe I would like to celebrate Midsummer in Sweden. Wanted to come a couple of months ago, but plane tickets were £3,000. It never used to be that expensive. It used to be like £1,000. Like, the last few years have been crazy. Me and my friends are talking about this. Every single thing has gone up. And the worst thing is flights, because, you know, like, people just want to see their family and friends. I want to travel. Like, I was gonna like travel to a bunch of places, just willy-nilly, and I just can't afford it, so sucks. I lived in Palestine between 2019 to 20. Ooh, it was such a life-changing experience. I really, yeah, I would love to go there. There's a bunch of places I would love to go in that area around the Middle East. I would love to. That's on my bucket list. When visiting Japan, you want to avoid typhoon season and summer humidity, right? Which is now. Like, I am literally in hell. I think it was like 28 degrees today. And it's just humid. Like, I just feel wet. Cabs, I think you have my same problem. You probably want to go everywhere. I mean, naturally, there are places that are less interesting for me, like America. You're so right. People get mad at me all the time because I'm just not interested in going to America. Like, it just doesn't interest me, and people always get really, really mad, and I have tried to argue with me about this, but I just find Europe, the Middle East, Africa, like, there's so many places I would just rather go than America. Hey Duna, it's good. We complained about work, and we complained about work for like an hour, and then we all decided we're going to unionize, and now everyone's suggesting me places, and actually, like, everyone in this chat is from Sweden apparently, so they're telling me I need to go in June. In 2015, plane tickets to Japan were £800. This is what I mean. Like, I swear, like, right before the pandemic, I went back to Europe, and it wasn't that expensive. What has happened? It's like tripled in price. Like, I get it because there's an oil crisis, and obviously the war and the pandemic, blah, 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 blah. But 3 times. I looked at one-way plane tickets from Japan, from France, and they were like €700. Okay, that's nice. I was like, maybe I should go to France. I do not want to go to France, I'm sorry. I guess I could go to France. I'm trying to plan my Euro trip. If I'm going to England, I probably should go to France because I can just take the Eurostar. when I used to take the Eurostar, it was only £50, like there and back. But I have a feeling it's not £50 anymore. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be like £150. Yeah, I'm not super into America. Like, there are super cool things there too, but I would prefer to explore other places. No, like, I'm totally the same. Like, I like ruins and stuff like that. So I really like Europe. Europe is great. And I would like to go to Jerusalem and a lot of the Middle East, but mostly just Europe, I think. And a lot of places in Asia, yeah, of course. I prefer July and August. That's what I said. Like, when I do my Euro trip, and everyone keeps adding countries for me to visit, but when I do travel to Europe, probably I will go in August, just because I fucking hate August in Japan. On that note, any tips what to do on a 7-hour layover at Bangkok? If you want, mail it to me. You have me on Twitter, right? Mail it to me, I'll tweet that, and people will reply. Because I actually know quite a few people who live in Bangkok. I think there is a new company called Zip Air that has cheap prices. Okay, here's the thing about cheap airlines. I took a really cheap flight to Okinawa, which is great. And then I got there, and then I was like, okay, time to go home now. And then the company is like, oh, by the way, we fucked up. The flight that we thought you had actually doesn't exist. So I had to stay there for another 2 days. And I got in trouble with work. So I would honestly suggest maybe paying a little bit more for a flight, because a lot of fucked up shit can happen. And I had a pet hedgehog at that time, and I was like, my pet will literally die. Like, I have to go home. It ended up being fine. He didn't die, but like, yeah, I feel like France is going through some things right now. France is always going through some things, but I feel like the whole of Europe is going through it right now. Trust me, you don't want to go to France. Okay, south of France, amazing, incredible. Disneyland would be worth a trip. Okay, so like, I used to live near Disneyland in Paris, and my parents just never took me. And then we used to take a train, and we used to go past there all the time, and I used to see Disneyland like out the window, and they never took me. So I visited France once. Oh my god, I feel bad. We're just like all shitting on France. I'm sorry, France. I visited France once, and I don't know, it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Other people I've spoken to feel the same. Yeah, there's like it's called Paris syndrome for mostly Japanese people, where they go to Paris and they just get so upset that it's not what they thought it would be, and a lot of them have to literally have therapy. I get that, because I know a lot of foreigners that do the same for Japan. Like, my old roommate was like that. She came here, it just wasn't at all what she expected it to be, and she got really, really depressed. And it's kind of sad. Okay, so basically flying Tokyo, Bangkok, Stockholm. Escaping my job that I told you guys about last stream. Yeah, your job though. I don't know, I feel like these days, the amount of people that just have to escape jobs is like insane. Oh my god, a pet hedgehog. They're so cute. Yeah, pet hedgehogs are great. He was really, really cute, but he just mostly slept, which is great, because that's all I do. He was a really cute pet. Like, he lived his full 4 years. He was a good boy. Paris syndrome. There must be a Tokyo syndrome. There must be. For, like, weebs that come here, and then they don't learn Japanese, and they get depressed, and they leave. They have to make a Tokyo syndrome. I don't really feel like exploring Italy either, probably because it feels samey. I love Italy. Because me and my family used to always go to Spain, and I'm like, why can't we go to Spain when we just go to Italy? Like, it's so much better. The food's better. I don't really like Spanish food. I always say that. Love south of France though, lavender fields. The show, like, south of France, scenery, amazing. It's just really wide, open, beautiful. The food's good, like, because it's like the perfect weather for growing like delicious vegetables. Everything just tastes fresh and amazing. and we lived in the south of France for a little while, and I remember just everyone being really, really friendly, which is weird for me, like someone from London. People always like, oh, hi, good morning. I'm like, what the fuck do you want? Weebs who go to Japan and then find out it doesn't have subtitles. Me. Yeah, the weebs who visit Japan and realize it's not like an anime. Oh my god, for real though. Like, no, I think I was pretty fine because here's my controversial opinion. I think that it's mostly American people that are like that because most American people do not have a passport and they have never really traveled outside of America, so their worldview is a little bit smaller. But most European people have traveled to multiple countries, so we've seen expectation versus reality. Like, I've been all over Europe and that. I've seen that, like, every country has good points and bad points. I know that Japan wouldn't be any different, but I feel like if you've only grown up in, like, Seattle and then you go to Tokyo, it's probably not going to be what you expected it to be. Yeah, people who get disillusioned with Japan are some of the most angry people. Okay, so if you ever been on like Gaijin Twitter, like there's like on Twitter there's like a subset of like a group, and it's just like all of us like foreigners living in Japan, and I feel like there's either two factions. People who will defend Japan to the ends of the earth and they love Japan and it's great, it's the best country, it's utopia, blah 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 blah, can do no wrong. And the people who are like, I fucking hate Japan, everyone is racist, everything is terrible, nothing works right. So like, one of those. I really consider myself to be in the middle. I love living in Japan, but I also accept that there are problems here. And I think that if you want to be successful in this country, that's probably the best mindset to have, because then you don't get so disappointed. Yep, you're spot on about Americans. Don't lure the Americans into the chat. Haha, me growing up in Seattle, moving to Osaka, and it being what I learned it would be and loving it. See, I love that. I love it. Like, I think you just have to have, like, an open mind. And again, I said this before, but, like, the things I moved to Japan for are not the things that I ended up loving about Japan. I think when you arrive here, you have to adapt, and you learn to love new things. Like, my favorite things about Japan are just, like, going to the konbini at 3 a.m. and getting ice cream and stuff like that. Yes, it is. It's 100% Americans. When I lived there, every American hated it. I'm Mexican-American, so I grew up multicultural, which maybe is why I was able to be realistic. That's a really good point. Yeah, like, I'm not saying all Americans, because honestly, most of my really close friends are Americans. And they're great, and they're really realistic, and they're very hardworking. But I feel like a lot of people who just have never left. So I've met a lot of Americans who live in Japan, but they had never left their state in America. So they had never even gone anywhere else. I think it's very hard to adapt to, like, Asia if you haven't even been around your own country. When the person who's an anxious loser in the West who goes to the East and turns out they're still an anxious loser, now they just can't understand people. It's me! You're talking about me! Me no koto! That's another thing, is that, like, a lot of people move to Japan and just assume they're going to be really popular and everyone's going to love them, and because they're not Japanese people will find them attractive, and it doesn't work like that. Like, you don't just automatically develop social skills, and particularly if you're using another language, you have to relearn social norms and mannerisms, and if you haven't already done that in your own language, it's very hard. So, like, just in general, people skills and communication skills are so useful, particularly when you're moving to another country. Konbinis will be a gift from God for my 3 a.m. cravings. No, it's a curse. Being able to buy ice cream at any time of day is a curse. I wish I knew Japanese because I feel weird going to Japan without being able to speak the language. Honestly, you're totally fine. It's getting from zero to conversational Japanese is pretty easy. And, like, the difference is like it's hard to learn Japanese when you're not living in Japan. Like when I was in England, there was like Japanese night classes that I went to learn just like basic conversation and hiragana and katakana. But even then, like that was the only thing we had. Like I wasn't able to study it anywhere else, and like self-study is really, really hard and not everyone can do it. So honestly, don't beat yourself up about it. Like just do your best. That's what you can do. I would 1 million, no, it's not a million, 1, 2, 3, 10, 100,000% stay in Japan because I absolutely love the country, but I haven't been able to get a new job, so going home is better for my mental health. I feel you, like, honestly, living in any country with a visa system is just so hard. It's like what I've been going through for the past 9 years. It's like just a constant thing with visa. Like, I really wish that you could stay here, but you can always come back, like, when you get a little bit more stable, because visas do really weigh on your mental health, and a lot of things in Japan really do affect your mental health, and I think that anyone should do the best thing for their mental health, and often Japan isn't good for everyone's mental health, so that's just something to consider. I want to be able to go to the shop at 3 a.m. Here in small town England, everything closes at 5 p.m. Oh my god, I just mentioned this when I went back to England, and when I went back to England with my ex-boyfriend, and it was like 5:30, and he was like, "What do you want to do now?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you want to do now? Everything's closed. We can go to the pub, or you can go home. Like, there's our options, or maybe cinema until like 11." I have been in 4 countries over my life, so I'm ready. Yeah, you're super ready. I think Nia, particularly, I think that you would be fine to move here. Like, you wouldn't have any problems. You've known hardship. I've been watching Japanese YouTubers to train my ear, and I've even started speaking a bit now. All I need is to learn how to write and read. I know some kanas, but no kanji. Like, honestly, I think speaking is very, very useful. Reading is also but like reading is very, very hard. Like, once you moved here, if you're quite an outgoing person, you wouldn't have any trouble picking up the language, I feel like, and everything else will come over time. You probably enroll in some night classes like I did. You'll be totally fine. Can't you get permanent residency after 10 years? Okay, this is an excellent question. In Japan, you can get permanent residency after 10 years, but you have to apply, and there are like some criterias, and I think it's like a point system, like if you speak Japanese, if like blah 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 blah, but you can only apply if you're on a 3-year visa, and currently I'm on a 1-year visa, so I can't apply. So my next step is to try and bump myself up to a 3, and then possibly next year I can apply for PR. So it's just like stressful. The visa system doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense, and it doesn't seem like a lot of people really know how it works. It's mostly kind of like a lottery. I've lived in a bunch of countries, grown up, and honestly, suddenly hearing a new language is the strangest thing to acclimatize to. Yeah, it really is. Like, it is a lot. I'm so used to living in Japan now because I've been here for 9 years. I think it would be weird for me to hear English everywhere, which is odd because it's like my native language, obviously. Hello, Elvia. We are complaining about other countries. No, I forgot what we were talking about. Like, I guess moving to Japan again. We complained about our jobs for like an hour. I think it's easier for me to adapt to any situation because I'm in a constant survival mode. See, that was me. I'm not sure if you saw the video I made about domestic violence. But ultimately, it ended up being a good thing because I'm really good at adapting to like all situations. The only reason I left Japan was a lack of job stability as a foreigner. As a foreigner, it can be hard to find a good stable job. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, that's my biggest issue with working here. Is just like the visa system, because like on my visa it really limits the jobs that I can do, and I keep getting offered really nice jobs, and I'm like, I can't work here because I don't have the correct visa, and it just gets really boring after a while. What if you apply for residency for Japan living for 10 years but it gets declined? You can keep trying. I think it's like you can apply every 6 months, I believe. But it does take like 6 months for to get a response. Like, that's the thing. It takes 6 months to get a response. I'm still ready to go to Japan in the near future and live there for some time, but I want to take a vacation there or South Korea. I would really suggest taking a vacation in Japan first, and if you're gonna come here, also go to Korea at the same time, because it's like a just under 2-hour flight from Tokyo to Korea. I went to Korea for 2 days, best 2 days of my life. It was great. I'm looking up how to teach English in Japan because I have absolutely no clue how to do it. I'm telling you, you don't need to learn anything. You arrive, your company will give you training, and then you'll just like, particularly if you're an ALT, you don't have to do anything. Honestly, teaching English is really fucking easy, or like teaching whatever language here is very, very easy. But then how do so many foreigners live in Japan? Okay, like most foreigners here are either English teachers or work in IT. There's a lot of, like, most people I know actually do work in IT, which is where the money is. So I really, if you're like an engineer, I would suggest living in Japan because I think you can make quite a lot of money. I do not work in IT, so I do not make a lot of money. I'm still a little worried my boss is going to try to like sue me across borders or extradite me for quitting. That's hilarious. I've known multiple people that have just escaped from their jobs and that has never happened. I'm sure you're totally fine. And as long as you don't, like when you come back, if you don't go back to that exact hometown, you'll be totally fine. If you go to South Korea, go in winter, the street food is next freaking level. Yeah, I went in May and it was pretty hot, but the food was great. I think I wouldn't mind going in winter next time. I feel like around Christmas could be quite nice. Oh, I'm a programmer. Maybe I should look for an IT job. Oh my god, if you're a programmer, you're fine. There's so many specific jobs looking for people in IT in Japan. So like, you'll be totally fine, honestly. Yeah, if you're doing any kind of IT work. I've considered being AOT in elementary school because I just have to teach the basics. Honestly, yeah. Even like, okay, here's the thing. If you're working at elementary school, they don't have English teachers, like Japanese English teachers. So you would be like the main teacher. You would work with the homeroom teacher who wouldn't really speak English. So you would honestly be doing most of the work, which I prefer. Like elementary schools, hella fun. It's mostly just games. But if you work in a middle school, they'll have actual Japanese English teachers. So you mostly just assist them and repeat stuff. That's like super, you don't have to use any brain work at all, but it's also just fucking boring. My younger brother works in IT and wants me to do the same. I've seen so many, there's also like a lot of jobs I've seen on Gaijinpot and Daijob and LinkedIn. It's like, you don't even need any experience. Like, we'll hire you and we'll teach you how to do the IT thing. Like, that's how much they want people, like particularly foreigners, in the IT industry here. I work part-time because I need a visa, but honestly I wish there was a way I could get a visa from my Patreon because I honestly make more from that. Honestly, if you got a visa lawyer, because my friend did this, if you get a visa lawyer that can prove to Japan that you are a benefit, and if you have like a YouTube or anything like that, or like a Patreon, maybe you can argue that, but it's a risk. Yeah, I also just work part-time to get a visa. And a lot of people don't know that you can get a visa from working part-time. Like, I would honestly really suggest anyone who has like extra sources of income to just work part-time here. Because working full-time is heavy in Japan. Like, I used to work full-time a little bit in an eikaiwa and I thought I was gonna die. Okay, just look up jobs. Is 4 million yen a lot? 4 million yen is very good, particularly for the job you're entering. Most entry-level jobs are like 3 million yen per year. So 4 million yen is a really good start. And probably if it's anything like a proper job like in IT, that will just only go up. But as a starting job, that's pretty good. I know, as Ozzy Osan now, like, I don't know, I feel like you're very equipped to say 4 million yen is good. for a full-time job. Wonder how expensive the night Japanese classes are. I could work and study at the same time. Okay. So I did night classes. I'm gonna go back. I just took a little bit of a break, but I went to Koto Academy, Koto Academy, and it was great. But I every semester, so I think one month, I think even, was 30,000 yen, and I got 2 classes a week for 2 hours. So two 2-hour classes a week for a month, and it was 30,000 yen. It just I don't earn that much money, so like I can afford it after a while, which sucks because I really liked it. And I'm someone, like, because I have ADHD, I just cannot self-study. I take both of my days off just to sit home and my body still aches. Oh my god, same. That was the thing, like a lot of the time when I work in schools, it's so demanding on my body because I constantly stand up. Like, you're just standing up the whole day and walking around, so like my legs get really sore. So I don't know, I don't want to work full-time anymore. I've worked since I was 15. That's like half my age. I'm earning about that now. I'm living pretty comfortably as a single man. Yeah, you're doing great. Like, I think 4 million yen is real nice, and I know Osan has quite a lot of savings too. 30,000 yen a month. Yeah, 30,000 yen a month. It was a lot. Like, I did it for like 6 months, I think. But I had to stop because I'm like, bruh, it was good. I could feel myself improving even. Because I feel like once you get to a certain point, you kind of plateau. And I really plateaued for like years. I just didn't improve. But it was just like so expensive. And I asked the teachers, and they're getting paid minimum wage. It's like, why do I have to pay 30,000 yen to be here if you guys get paid minimum wage? It's not fair. I literally have to dance and sing and jump around with the little kids in classes. Physically demanding. Oh my god. So my last job was elementary school, but one day a week was like kindergarten, and that was the hardest day. Having to dance and sing and jump around and play games all fucking day destroyed me. And like, even now, because I'm talking, I get really congested. So like by the end of the day, I was just like phlegmy. I couldn't talk. I was so tired. But it's like really good too, because you get like so energized from the kids' energy. So it was really fun, but just so exhausting. Took a long time to build up those savings since I moved 3 years ago. But you're doing great. You are an inspiration. And you've worked really hard. And I'm proud of you. Ossie Osan is a streamer too. We should all like gate crash your stream sometime from here. Maybe we should do like a thing where like I'll stream and then you stream and we'll sync up. Arigato! Oh my god. When you come back to Tokyo, let's hang out. Now I'm a Sweeaboo. Is that how you say it? Sweeaboo? Swedenaboo? Obsessed with Sweden? I'm one of those people. We need to sync up. Thank you. Started working young too. Yeah, I feel like you just get bored of working after a while. That's why I started working part-time, and honestly, it's been great. But I have like a bunch of little side jobs as well, so it's not like I actually work. Because I'm actually working a little bit every single day, because I have to make videos for this like English learning app. It's really cringe, but I literally have to edit and post videos every single day, so I do not have a day of rest. Sweeaboo, yeah, that's me. I'm a Sweeaboo and a Greaseaboo. I'm retiring from being a Weeaboo. I love it. But like, yeah. Working in Japan has been an adventure. I think it just really depends. Like, everyone's like, oh, like, is this company good or is that company good? But when it's English teaching, purely depends on your class, your co-workers, and your students. That's all it depends on, and it's such a fucking lottery, and that really depends on your whole experience. Even like working in schools, like I've worked in schools where everyone's great, the students were wonderful, the co-workers were a delight to work with, every day was fun, and then I've worked with like the kids all terrible, the co-workers, everyone's depressed, and it was terrible. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how is there so much of a difference? And it made me realize like why education sucks, because I've been to like 3 schools in the same district that are like in walking distance from each other, and the experience was so different. And so if you can imagine, the level in education is so different as well. It just made me really sad. Like a lot of kids just get gypped because they end up going to a shit school. Oh, actually on that note, I have 3 days in Narita before I fly out. Any good sightseeing there? Oh, babes, there's nothing to do in Narita, I think. But you can just take a train into Tokyo. You can get to anywhere. Narita, I think Narita's on the Shonan Shinjuku line, so literally it's 1 train, and you can go to Shinjuku, Shibuya, Ikebukuro, like all those fun places. So I would recommend not staying in Narita the whole time. It helps that my kid is young, so I'm at home most of the time. Same. 2 sons. I need to learn a lot about side jobs. Oh yeah, but I feel like your first year in Japan, you'll just be working your job that you have, your main job, and then you'll be like sorting out like your apartment, your friends, everything else, and you'll get settled in. And normally you'll make a group of friends and you'll hear about their side jobs, and then you'll end up just doing whatever they're doing. I mean, that's what happened for me. I wouldn't worry about that right away. There's Narita Park. What's Narita Park? I didn't know they had a park in Narita. I'll start streaming too soon, but mostly be over Twitch. Send me your Twitch thing when you start streaming. I watch my friends on Twitch sometimes. I have a bunch of friends that do Twitch, so I was considering doing this on Twitch, but I think I like YouTube, and I don't want to learn like a whole new thing. Step 1, make friends. You'll be fine. Making friends in Japan as a foreigner is pretty easy. Now that you have Instagram, if you have Instagram, it's pretty easy. You just like mail people with the same interests as you and then go hang out. If you're a woman, it's very, very easy. I think that's one thing I feel bad about men in Japan, is it's so much easier to like so much more difficult to make friends as a guy, because as a girl it's pretty fucking easy, to be honest. So that's one thing that I do not envy men about in Japan. But there's still like, I don't know, like there's like meetup.com or like meetup app, and there's like different meetups, and you can just join meetups. Like I feel like it's so much easier now. Twitch is fun. Do you get a chance to meet or be friends with other East Asians in Japan? Yeah, there's tons of other East Asian people in Japan. There's tons and tons and tons, and I have quite a few East Asian friends. Honestly, particularly if you're in Tokyo, there's like every single nationality of person here. Like literally, you can find anyone. That's my favorite thing about Tokyo, is just like how international it is. My Insta is private and I don't know how many followers. Do you still think I can make friends through Insta? I would suggest like even making another Instagram and then just putting like a couple of pictures of yourself on it, and like, I don't know, like whatever it is that you like in Japan, and then maybe that's an easier way, and then just finding people through tags. But if not, again, the Meetup app is really, really good. Thank fuck I found that D&D group. I thought of you when I said this, but like Osman joined a D&D group, and it was just so good for him to make friends. And I think that's all it's about. It's like finding people with similar interests as you. Making friends is hard as a guy everywhere. No, you're so right. Like, people don't talk about this enough, but it is very hard for men to hang out, like, as friends. And obviously, like, if you're going to approach women with a friendship, they're probably going to be a little bit, like, cautious. Sucks. Foreigner lives in Tokyo. How I image. Okay. I've been thinking about doing a little bit of YouTube in Sweden this summer. Please send me it. Please, please, please send me it. Oh my god, I want to see it. I want to see it. That Swedish anarchist cult. I always think about the cult in your share house. That's all I think about. You need to make videos about this. If I move to Japan, I'll just go and camp at a car shop and then start to exchange doujinshi with some new friends. Honestly, there's definitely groups for that. Like, you'll be fine. But yeah, Exiled Swede, please make a YouTube. I want to hear your story time about the cult. I feel like you could do it in like a 3-part series. Yeah, that would be great. Love that. Okay, guys, I'm starting to get really congested, so I'll probably call it a night. But I had the best time today. Today was great. I'm gonna do a little chat stream soon again. I'll stream a game or something soon because I have a whole bunch of games that I want to stream. Thank you, Aussie Osman. So yeah, but we'll probably call it a night because I want to have a little snack. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. It's been real. I love you guys. See you soon.